So here I am trying to get this thing replaced. It's for a 2000 GMC Sonoma. It also works for S10s, Colorados, the same era as well. And it's not that hard to basically do. It's a little bit tedious though. Basically, we gotta do is remove this piece out first. It's called a knee bolster. So if for some reason this thing falls apart and it needs to be repaired or replaced, look up that. Then look up for dash because or lower dash because there's no such thing as that. It's called a knee bolster. And then of course remove this piece on top as well because there's two screws that are here. But basically, you remove every single screw. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 screws. That you have to remove first. And if you want to remove this thing out entirely, this brake is a little tricky to remove. There is a little, should the camera pick it up? There's a little piece of wire like right here that you just pop out. You pop the thing out, then you can slide out the entire parking brake if you want to. And there's also a light that's right here. There's also a light right here that you can disconnect to it whenever you want with a simple screw that's holding it in place on the inside. Not hard to basically do, but to get started though, basically don't put on the parking brake because that'll put tension on the cable. Just put a chuck on it because you're gonna need it. You're gonna need to put a chuck on that thing because you're gonna have to lower this, as well as putting it down in gear to remove this out of the way. And also just disconnect the battery because if you don't, then what will happen is that your headlights are going to just be on all the time because this controls that. So like those are your options. Well, this will be basically what you got to do. You basically need a 8mm for the battery, 7mm for all these, and a 6mm for the bolts that hold this. So we shall go through it step by step. All right, just got done disconnecting the battery. Now we're gonna take care of the knee bolster. 7mm. Essentially is helpful just to get the extra little length for some of the trickier spots. But let's get this off first, and then we shall proceed to the next step. So upon recounting everything, I like to add there's actually 8 bolts to remove for the bottom piece here. And how I've done it is basically I remove the ones at the back first, and then I remove the ones in the front. That way I can catch it, make it a bit easier to do instead of the top up here and then doing the back, because when the happening you put extra stress on all the bolts down here and on the plastic down here, whereas up here not nearly as much. So those are my little tips like to add for all that. All right, got off. There are 2 clips though. There's a clip here and a clip down somewhere over here, right there, and a clip right there that do clip into those little holes there. So a gentle tug is usually enough to get it off. Obviously, if this thing is obviously really beat the hell and falling apart, well then, I mean, it should be pretty obvious to be able to remove it. But yeah, just a gentle tug. If there's a lot of resistance, look for more bolts that you may have missed. Don't just try to yank it out because this is delicate plastic. All right, so as you see here, there's a bolt there, another bolt there, and there's one more up there. So we're going to remove those 3, and then we'll be able to remove this whole piece out. All right, obviously you put the key in, put it all the way down in gear, and you can lower down the steering column and the steering wheel, get it out of the way. All right, and after that, you just kind of gently tug in the middle or so. That's where it's the highest strength. If you pull on the edges, you have a higher chance of a cracking plastic in the middle. But yeah, then there's 8 clips on here. They're kind of this was basically holding it after you remove the bolts, and the bolts are also 7mm as well. Next is basically disconnecting the actual 2 pieces here. So I don't have 4x4, so this is why this is not here. This is just a regular 2-wheel vehicle, 2-wheel drive vehicle. You basically remove the airbag control. There's a little clip in the back. I'll show you in a minute, as well as the actual dimmer, light control. There's 2 clips in the back here. There's one up here, and one down there. Not hard to remove. For this one, you just push a little bit right there. I'm not sure that the camera will help out with me, but in this one, you kind of mess with this one a little bit. Kind of pull it a little bit here and there, push it a little bit, but just kind of ease it out. It's not too difficult, but it's not that easy either to kind of get out and all that. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, so like so there's that one, and then this one. Yeah, you remove by squeezing those big old bits right there. Squeeze that right there. And all that, and you kind of ease it out, and then it'll disconnect. And then yeah, after that you're pretty much home free for the most part to be able to remove this whole piece out. So let's see if I can work my magic to get it out. So this little clip is shaped like that. Hope the camera comes out of it. Come out better. Yeah, you basically squeeze it down, you push it down right there, and it'll allow it to slide out. And then you got this disconnected. Let's get the other one disconnected. All right, that's her out in all of her glory. Pretty easy. So this one right here, yeah, you just squeeze the top bit up top here. Don't squeeze down here. Squeeze up here. Get more leverage on it and allow it to squeeze in. I miscalculated by thinking about this, telling you to put these two. That's for removing the entire thing out of this piece. So if you're getting this thing replaced, that's what you do to remove it, just by squeezing these clips like so and pushing it down. But I'm not doing that. I'm only replacing this bit. So that's why I'm only focusing on that. But that's how you remove that piece. But after that, yeah, you just slide her out and you're pretty good to go. Make sure to count for all the clips. There's 8 clips in total that you gotta keep track of. So make sure they're all there on this piece before you put it back. So as I was proceeding to remove this thing, I misremembered. Is actually 5mm is what you use to remove this, not 6mm. So that's the correction I like to add. All right, so put that back in place. Now it's the reassembly. So assembly is pretty much like the same as this assembly, except that you remember to reattach everything before you push it back in. You just push the middle piece back in. Also take account for all the clips that are part of that, and all these holes have to be filled back in for this to be securely put back in place. If not, it's going to be wobbling all over the place, and you're not going to have a very good time and all that. So let's get this back in place. All right, so I got it back in place. Also, that even though this thing isn't necessarily made for my model of truck, it's pretty much good enough. This functionality is pretty much the same. This is the only thing is the extra functionality that will not work. This sort of thing there. This is the original one. You can see here. I think that thing is missing. However, it will not connect into the back, and many beans because the slot is cut in there. I'm assuming this is for like the 4x4s and all that, but like it'll work. I mean, it'll control the lights just fine. It'll get the job done. And even the two the extra bit was just kicked it to basically nothing. So I tucked it in the back and pressed this whole thing back in place. All the clips are seated properly. That's why it's nice and snug and secure. It's another way of also checking as well to make sure everything's seated properly. It should be pretty much flush for the most part. You can't push it any more than it's there. But yeah, we'll start from the middle, and when you push it and work your way out to the edges. That's for like better, best results. So let's get these 3 bolts back in place and move on to the knee bolster. All right, got that part reassembled now. So now it's pretty just as simple as tucking this back up again. So I'm just putting this thing back into park, like so. We have enough room to then work with in here and be able to put this back in place. So let's get that next bit put back in place now. All right, so this is it back in place. The clips will naturally hold us up as you put the bolts in. Pretty much how I do it is I work from the top just to keep it secure, and then I go do the bottom from there after that to make sure this is all seated properly. But yeah, let's get those last bolts put back in place. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Got the last bolts down. So there's one there, another one here, I think 2 more here, one way over there. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's one more I'm forgetting around here somewhere. Oh yeah, 8 right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's right over here. And there's a 6 and a 7 and an 8. So yeah, that's all I have on there. But yeah, fully reassembled. Let's give her a test run. Oh, actually, yeah, it'll work. We should be good then. All right. Thanks for watching.